All right, moving on. Whose says for LLGs, which is local lead generation sites, should we use our own phone number when creating unstructured citations? Because in the future, the phone number on the site will be replaced with the client's number, while the citations will still show the original number. Would this mismatch cause issues, or would we need to update the citations every time we rent the LLG to a new client? Well, again, I've tried to Huzaifa again in our mastermind. I cover this very thoroughly. Don't be building branded and supporting assets for LLG sites until you get a client. Why would you do that? You know what I mean? And by the way, if you get a client and you build branded and supporting assets for the client and then they cancel at some point or they quit or whatever, then yeah, you're going to have to rebrand if you're rebranding that or excuse me, keeping the same site and all of that under the brand. What I do with LLG sites is they're only renting them, right? And so I don't build branded and supporting assets for the LOG sites. There's not a need to. The LOG sites are specifically to rank organically for the keywords in their, or, with products or services in their own local, in a specific local area. And then once you have it, I like to use it as a sales tool to help sell my services to businesses in that area because I can point to it. Look, I'm already outranking you for your own products and services in your own area. I can do this for you. And if you sign up with me, then I'll assign this site to you or any of the leads generated from this site, which is why I recommend using an 800 number, right? Now I've got a lot of Felling Pro sites now that were GBPs that are either been rebranded or in the process of being rebranded to Felling Pro. So a lot of them have unique phone numbers, but a lot of these have just an 800 number, right? So that's this 800 number that is common or unique to, or excuse me, it's common to most of my LLG sites. All right. And then that 800 number, if that 800 number is common to the Felling Pro brand, but again, that's what, like, just why make more work for yourself, Uzaifa? I don't understand. Again, it's like going back to the question about, um, you know, look, I'm just saying, with LLG sites, I don't build branded and supporting assets for them. Some of my own sites I do because I have a GBP associated with them. But the ones that don't have any GBPs, I'm not going out and building all that other stuff once I get the site ranked, then I'm going to use that site. It doesn't have to be fully ranked either, just partially ranked. And then I'm going to use that as a sales tool to pitch my services to companies in that area, right? And then once I land the client, then I'll determine what I'm going to do with that site. Because if I land the client, by the way, if I'm going to build branded and supporting assets for the Felling Pro site, then I'm still going to use generic data so that in the event that the client leaves or decides they don't want that site anymore, I don't have to go through the hassle of updating everything, which is why I'm still going to use generic data. Through the Felling Pro sub account, I can create a local number, right? A Twilio local number so that I can replace the 800 number with a dedicated number to this particular LOG site that I can then, if I wanted to build branded and supporting assets for this particular site in this location, then I could use that dedicated local number assigned to this local account. It wouldn't be the client's number. It would be my number, even if it redirected or forwarded to the client, which I don't do because tree service contractors, I send my calls to a call center. So even if I were to build branded and supporting assets for this location, for example, then I would have a dedicated phone number that was unique and specific and assigned to this location that would remain with this because I would not be putting the client's contact information on here. I would have my contact information on here that then would be forwarded to them. Does that make sense? So just think about it to where you don't create work for yourself down the road. And also that's going to cause problems with ranking.